Dear friends, welcome back to the concluding episode of my story, how I made the first $1 million in the developing economy as an entrepreneur. There's another lesson here, consistency. Consistency is about getting focused in whatever you have chosen to do. Remaining there, one day another opportunity will call itself. Remember, I'm telling the story on how I made $1 million. So we are consistently doing the business, going to Dubai, back and forth, bringing people who are buying. When I ask myself, does it mean that these people don't know that I'm making so much money? Does it mean that nobody knows how to go to Dubai and bring these devices and sell here? There was no competition so much, so to say. The network were selling it at exorbitant prices. People were buying my own, and it was like B2B. I was selling to people who also sell to final consumers. In that consistency, we relocated our office to a highbrow area in a place called Victoria Island in Lagos, just for visibility. One day, a young man walked into our office and demanded to see me. He came with one LPO, and the LPO was to supply 5,000 units of a particular phone called Siemens A35. And the first thing that came to my mind, how are we going to do this? It's too much. So I thought there were those jokers. That's why I said, in business, another lesson, shine your eye and don't waste your time with jokers. So the first thing I did when he was going was to look out from the window just to size him up. And I saw that he came on a very nice car, BMW S3. And I felt, oh, this young man should be serious. His name is Nosa. He should be serious. So I had to put up a call to a friend in Dubai who happened to be my supplier and who has very strong heart when it comes to business. And that's why, as an entrepreneur, integrity is a plus. Take it as a lesson. Integrity is a plus. On that, the young man felt, well, if that is okay, you've looked at it, you've done your due diligence and it's okay, we can deal. And I called back the young man and said, well, I'm ready to deal, I can supply. And but I need my money. I told him I needed my money on delivery. And we went to a bank that agreed to discount it. I remember the way I went to the bank. And that's why I said packaging is a lesson. Package yourself, package your market better. Package starts with yourself. So that day we were going to the bank because everybody were like, can you do it? Can you pay when I do it? So there was no trust. The day I was going to the bank, I did something funny. I looked at myself, I felt I was looking so young that the bank would believe I could do such a heavy transaction. So I went to the stock. There is this costliest phone in the world then. People don't use it anyhow, so usually buy one and we sell it to the top shots. So I went there, opened it carefully, and took the phone and put my SIM in it, just to tell what I mean. So on that day when we got to the office for the meeting, and I was going to talk to a general manager. So I dropped the phone on the table, and he wanted to touch it. I said, no, I tried to protect it. He felt, no, okay, it's okay. I said, no, you can have it. And at that point, there was a surge, confidence. And he said, young man, can you do it? I said, well, I can do it. My only problem is that can you pay me when I do it? And we agreed. I did something. I sent my cousin. I knew that going would not make sense. The best was to send my cousin. So I sent my cousin. I said, when you get to Dubai, just drop your passport as a collateral for this deal. Drop your passport. Just get the goods, send it to me. I will supply. When they pay, I'll wire the money back to the supplier, and then you can come back. We all agreed. But for integrity's sake, this supplier, Ali Reza, I can't forget him. I always mention him in any of the story I tell. So, well, you don't need to drop your passport. I take it for your words. So he sent these goods. And I went to pick it. The day I went to pick it, wow, that day my heart was beating so fast. Before now, I could only bring about 400, 200, 300 units of phone. And here we are doing 5,000 units at a go. So I drove down, I drove one of the vans myself, and another driver followed us. When they're on my way, I felt I need to protect this because it's not mine. And it's very important as a business person, be very careful in whatever you're doing. So I moved into a police station and asked for a police cover for security. So finally we supplied at Ekone Warehouse somewhere in Ikeja. And when I told the people, the bank and the young man that I had supplied, they shouted, "Really?" And that was true. They paid me. Beyond that, we started that business continuously. We were moving, and it was a big leap. It was a big leap. So that was the thing that shot my business to somewhere so great that every day I think about it. I say, how did we get to this position? Then we found out that we're already counting hundreds of millions of naira. If you go against the exchange rate or you calculate it against the exchange rate of $139 naira to a dollar, then you will get over $1 million at that point. The business continued that way. But there's something. At that point, we had made the money. But I was still living in my father's house. I was sharing one room with 3 of my cousins in my father's house. And my father didn't know he was living with a millionaire in dollars. And I didn't change my lifestyle. What is the lesson there? When the fortune start coming, remain humble. It's a good lesson as an entrepreneur because the fortune will come. But are you going to remain humble? So now, I didn't change my lifestyle. I didn't change my car. I was there because every morning at 5:30, my parents would wake us up to say the morning prayers. In the evening at 9 p.m., they must call us to say the evening prayers. So I needed some people to be like a watchdog on me so that it doesn't get into my brain. And as we continued, one day I received a call. What was the call? The suppliers to these networks, the company called Simtel in UK, called me. One of them, Mr. Peter, called me and said, "Are you Nnamdi?" I said, "Yeah, I am." He said, "Is it true you supply so quantity to a particular brand, a particular network?" I was a bit hostile. I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. What does that mean to me?" He asked me, "How did you do it?" As an entrepreneur, very good lesson, keep the game to your chest. Don't let anybody know your secret to that business. So I didn't allow him to intimidate me. So what did happen? He said, "Okay, I'll be coming to Lagos. Will you want to meet me?" I said, "Well, if you come to Lagos and you want us to meet, no issues, I will meet you. But the meeting has to be in my office." That's why I said, don't get intimidated, know your right. He finally came to my office, we had a meeting, and he opened us up to great business with that UK company. And we did tons and tons of businesses, and there was a lot of turnover in billions at that point. And that's the story, how I made the first $1 million. I negotiated with him. Also, it's important as an entrepreneur, always negotiate everything. So, after negotiating with Mr. Peter, he felt, "Nnamdi, I can introduce you to other great opportunities in this business." And that we started, and that we continued, and we made it really big. I want to say that that's a summary of how I made the first $1 million in this economy. Despite the economic conditions that are not steady, you can still take up that opportunity when it provides itself. But remember, from my story, you need to be consistent. From my story, you need to remain humble. From my story, you need to what? Remain focused in whatever you are doing, because that opportunity must surely provide itself. Well, this is where we end it for today. Business Matters, very serious business here. Remain with us. Make sure you jam the subscription button and subscribe. And subsequently, more lessons will come. Remember, what we are doing is the preamble. The coaching will get on proper in the course of time. But this preamble is what will motivate you to join this great, club of entrepreneurs. Thank you.